Well, hey everybody, welcome to another day of Walk in Wisdom. And we're thankful that we get to bring this devotional series to you. It's an awesome opportunity to get to connect with you guys, even though we can't connect in person. And on that note, we are excited that we will be able to meet in person. On May 10th, Pastor Dave told us about it yesterday, and you may have gotten the email, but we're going to be able to gather and meet and worship together in person. And so we really hope that you're going to be able to be there, that you'll be able to be a part of that. Now, in that email, I talked about several guidelines that we're going to be going through, and also that there's going to be a sign-up sheet. We can only have a certain amount of people per service, and so we want to make sure that everybody is safe as we get to worship together on May 10th. So if you didn't get any of that information, email me. My email address is on our website, firstanna.org, and we want you to be there. And so as we continue our study, we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 14 today. Proverbs chapter 14. And sometimes we go through the entire chapter. Sometimes it's only portions of Scripture. And today I want to go over specifically one verse, and that's verse number 10. Proverbs 14:10 says, "The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy." The joy of bitterness. And it's an oxymoron because we know that bitterness is not joyful. But we do know that bitterness is lonely. And when I said bitterness, you might have known something, or something came to your mind that you're dealing with, that you're bitter about. Because when I say bitterness, something popped into your head. And yes, it's something that you've identified, and it's something that you're going through, but what we see in the second part of the verse, no stranger knows its joy. Bitterness is not something that we share. Bitterness is individual. And while others may be able to take offense at things that have happened and to recognize injustice, bitterness is something that is handled, that is dealt with, that affects you on a personal level. And while bitterness is something that you're dealing with, bitterness is not something that you have to be alone in. While bitterness is lonely, others can help you come out of that bitterness. Listen, bitterness only affects the host. Bitterness only affects the person that is dealing with it. And so as you see it, as you recognize it in your life, I plead with you, I encourage you to not let bitterness consume you. Whatever it is, whether it's the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, maybe someone did something that hurt your feelings and offended you. All these things can lead to bitterness if we do not let go. And I know this is a very short devotion, but my goal is to encourage any who are dealing with bitterness to seek out someone to talk to recognize the bitterness in your own life and to deal with it. Because bitterness, if left alone, it'll consume you. But the good thing is you have a community of people here. You have pastors, you have elders, you have other church members that love you, that care for you. And as you begin to deal with bitterness that you have in your life, we want to be a part of helping restore your spirit, that hope, that love, to help you get rid of the bitterness that you're dealing with. Guys, we're excited about the opportunity to gather together and worship next week. And we want you to know that we love you, we miss you, and we can't wait to see you then.